So Nat also asked about creating textures, and she's particularly interested in creating textures from the source material that she created, so that her Unreal Engine scene starts to refer back to and connect better with this material, I imagine. And so all I'm doing here is I'm taking these images and I'm downloading them, and I'm bringing them into Photoshop, right? And so here we have image one, image two, and image three. And I'm just literally going to cut pieces of this out and create a texture file out of them. And hopefully they're high enough resolution where they look pretty decent, right? So let's go ahead and just take a look at how big these images are. Um, and let's look in pixels, right? 1024 by 1024 would be a good image texture size, right? So we kind of want like this pattern or these patterns to kind of fill this area, but we could also do 512 since these are pretty small, right? And so what I'm going to do is hit OK. Um, I'm just going to go ahead and do the polygonal lasso tool, and let's try grabbing this texture. And these are already square, fortunately. You might not end up with squares. Um, you might have to make yours square. But let's get in a little bit closer. You don't have to be super precise, but if I want this orange edge, I might want to be, right? So I'm gonna hit Control C on this. I'm gonna hit Control N, and I am just gonna make this 512 by 512. And I'm gonna make this transparent, and then I'm gonna go ahead and create, and then I'm gonna paste my image, and I'm gonna hit Control T, and I'm just gonna, I think skew allows me to just grab these. Um, let's see if I can select load selection. I'm just gonna grab the transparency, and then if I hit Control T, no, it's not either. Let's just free transform. Um, that's not it. Yeah, distort is maybe what I wanted. So I'm essentially just figuring out how to align this image to my frame, and I'm just gonna have to massage this into place, right? There's probably a faster way of doing it. I just don't know it off the top of my head, but I'm sure I can just stretch this thing out, right? But it'll eventually get there. It's kind of fun. So keep going and get this looking the way you want it to look. Right. The other thing you could do is just hit enter and then hit Control T again. Um, and you'll have a much easier time hitting these corners. I'm just going to hit my marquee tool. right? And then what I could actually do is I want to get rid of this. So I could do like a content aware delete. I could stamp it out. Um, um, but I'm actually using the beta version of Photoshop, which you guys all have access to, and it actually does AI. And so this is going to do is hopefully calculate what this void space should look like. Um, Voila! Wow, that was incredible, right? And so now I have a texture that's roughly 512 by 512, and I can save this out as a PNG file. So save a copy. I'm gonna make this a PNG, and I'm just gonna put it not in my Nakagen folder because it's gonna be very confusing. I'm gonna call this Nat1 in honor of the person who asked the question. Um, and you could do that for any other surface, right? I can start grabbing parts of this, grabbing parts of this, and just basically run through the same process, right? But once I have the texture file, I can go into Unreal, and let's put this in a space that makes sense. Let's just put it in starter content. And there is a textures folder here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that texture I just created, and it should be right here. So open, and so it's called Nat. So let's look for Nat1, right? So now if I double click on this, you can see that texture in VR, or in Unreal rather. I can just drag in a plane. Let's just move this on up. And I could just drag this right on top and just take a look at what it looks like. See if it's okay, right? And so now I have my material in Unreal that's based on the actual original content, right? So again, part of the exercise is to try to keep this connected to your original project. So using the source material to directly um, visualize your Unreal projects could be a really good way of doing that. So hopefully this is helpful, Nat, and to others who want to start creating textures based on the source material that they're finding. Hopefully this is a fairly easy way of bringing those materials in, or bringing those textures in and creating materials out of them. Okay, hope that helps. Talk to you guys later. Bye.